Stef Colakovski, welcome to Ultra Football.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to be here.
Now, obviously, we're here at Ultra, and you've been here many times before. I think we were here at launch night of the store. So there you go. It's a big throwback as well. We've been touching on a couple of throwbacks too. What do you think of, I guess, a store like this and the times you've been in here? What do you think? What do you rate it? Do you like it?
Yeah, I think I haven't been here in a while now, but I think this is great. Like, I think Melbourne was screaming for something like this for football fans to all come and, you know, even just walking in and seeing all the footy kits is the best, and the boots over there. So I think it's great.
Sick. So obviously you've come from Perth. Describe that first year for you at Perth, and obviously you're leaving now, and we'll touch on your future in a little bit. What was that move like for you to Perth? Yeah,
look, it was a big move. You know, going from Melbourne City, my hometown club, and you know, a club that I was so used to and comfortable at, to Perth. And the first season was tough, but you know, I don't regret the move at all. And I loved the most recent year, even though it was a tough year for the club, and we didn't do good enough. But personally, it was a great experience to play for Perth, and yeah. And
so you mentioned like making that move. You were obviously at City and you won the championship there. What was it like going from winning a championship and you're around, especially like a club and I guess like a franchise like Melbourne City, where there's the best of the best sort of wherever you go, to then going to Perth, or we're in that transitional period and you finish bottom of the table. How was that like for you as a player to sort of experience both the highs and the lows, and did you realise and come across any hurdles that you had to overcome along the way?
Yeah, look, it was a big, I'll say it was a big wake-up call, you know, and I remember after winning the championship, a couple of the older boys came up to me, and, you know, when we were celebrating, we were a bit drunk, and they said, you know, remember this moment, because some players go their whole career without winning trophies. And, you know, at the time it was probably 2 a.m. and we were somewhere partying.
Probably in Macca's where we saw each other, yeah.
At Macca's with you. But no, so... And I do remember that moment and thinking, you know, this is just the way football's going to go. But, you know, obviously the last 2 years weren't as successful, you know, as a team, you know, compared to my time at Melbourne City. But I think it was just a big reality check that football has many highs and lows, and both as a team and individually. So, yeah. Good experience.
For sure. And you mentioned sort of you could have been, I guess you could have been comfortable at City for the rest of your career even, or for the next 3-4 years from that point on, and stayed in a good team, and, you know, young players like you were there with Tilio and all the likes of that, where you were coming up, and I guess you would have probably won more championships maybe. But you wanted to take that, I guess, risk and that extra step for yourself to develop the game and develop you as a player to go to Perth. Do you think that's something that you could recommend, and would you like to see more from, whether it's players within the A-League or just players in general, to get out of your comfort zone a little bit, get out from what you know, and take that risk for your career?
Yeah, that's a good one. No, you're right. And of course, you know, it would have been, it's easy to say it would have been great to stay in Melbourne City and win more trophies and stuff like that, but like I said, I wouldn't change it for the world. And I'm big on you know, new experiences and new adventures, not just for football but for life in general, and even just the fact of, you know, living on my own over there, and that whole experience 100%. In itself, and moving out, you know, not having my parents right there by me every day. So just in terms of growing up and new experiences and new adventures, I'm big on that. And, you know, I understand some people don't love that and they just want to be in their comfort zone, and I completely understand that. But for me, I just think I was ready for a new adventure, and it was a great adventure. So yeah,
definitely. So now, obviously, you're no longer at Perth. It's obviously the off season. We'll get ready for that. But without maybe saying where you're going or anything like that, you don't need to spill any tea. But what maybe does the future hold for Stef Colakovski?
Well, you're saying don't spill the tea, but want me to spill a bit of... Nah, honestly, there's things in the works at the moment, but, you know, as you know, nothing I'm going to say yet. Yeah. Not even like a little bit of tea to spill. Sorry, guys, but nah, in the next couple of weeks, things will fall into place and everything will be revealed. But until then, honestly, I'm just enjoying being home in Melbourne with the family, and yeah, excited for what's next. Awesome.
Well, you can tell, like, I know maybe as an outsider watching as well, you can tell your game's, I think, matured a little bit as well from probably that Perth move too, where you're, I guess, that youngster, that up and coming player through your time at City, and can often get overshadowed by the big stars that City could bring in too. But then now going to Perth, you really, I guess, made that Perth team your own, a little bit in that forward line your own. But I want to ask as well, the Macedonian national team. Obviously, you represented under 21s. What maybe for you was the reason to choosing to represent Macedonia, and I guess the future? Obviously, the Euros are now. What's your aspirations for all that with Macedonia and that national team?
Yeah, look, when the national team called, under 21 national team, I should say, they called at a time just after we won the championship at City, and it was a few months later. And I won't say I got overlooked, but I haven't really had a sniff in the Aussie system.
Yep.
And which is fun. That's football, you know. Everyone, I'm not saying I deserved or didn't deserve, but it's a matter of opinions, football. And obviously, I didn't get a chance there when the Macedonian team came calling. It was a massive honour, obviously, with my parents being from there and grandparents, and you know. So for what's next, we'll just see, you know, over the next couple of years. Okay. Obviously, I want to, you know, I look back at last year and I feel like I had a decent season, but I know I can be a lot better, and I can score a lot more goals and create more opportunities. So if my career continues to you know, go the way I want it to, then we'll see. And you know, like you said, the Euros now is going crazy, and there's thunderbolts from 30 yards, and I wouldn't mind that being me one day. 100%. So yeah, so we'll just see. I haven't thought that much into the future yet.
100%. Well, best of luck with everything. But before we get, I guess, and finish up, I mean, you've probably seen these bright things that have been sitting underneath us. The Phantoms, the Nike Phantom GXs, bright pink boot. You're a colourful player. Now, for me, these are a Colakovski boot. Bit of flair.
Yeah.
I'll pass these to you. How do you like them? Have Phantoms sort of been something you've worn before? What do you tend to wear? Give us a little bit of your sort of boot journey, I guess.
Yeah, well, to be fair, you're right. I love a bright boot. But on the flip side, I love a full black, black boot as well. So I do like to mix it up. But I've never worn Phantoms before.
Nice.
But walking in, and obviously you showed me these ones, and compared to the Vapors and the Superflies, I think it is, I think these have the best colour. So I'm keen to try them, and you know, I've been wearing Nike for a few years now. You know, I've dabbled into New Balance and Puma and this and that, but I think you know, as long as it fits tight and looks cool, then that's all I'm worried about.
100%. And now, obviously, for you as a sort of striker, winger, attacking sort of player, is the lightness in the boot something that you're definitely looking for a majority of the time?
Yeah, for sure. Like, even, you know, I was telling you before, Copa Mundials, I think, are the best boots probably ever, I'll say.
Imagine Stef Colakovski rocking up to the right wing position, 9 position, with just a black pair of Copa Mundials.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the dream. Maybe when I'm like 35, 36 and I've turned into like a deep lying 6, then I can do that. But no, I do think the lightness and the weight of a boot, I should say, is important. And yeah, so I'm not going to be rocking Coppers as a right winger, but yeah, that's why I do love the Nike boots and all the recent Adidas boots as well.
100%. Well, they look sick, and obviously best of luck with everything for the future too. I'm sure we'll be keeping an eye out on where you move, what you do, who you play for, who you're with. So best of luck for everything. Well done on your career in the A-League. Maybe we might see you back in years to come. And if you do come back, victory is always there for you. Not that I can do anything, but victory is always there for you. So Steph, thank you very much, and all the best for the future.
Pleasure.